Hi guys, it's another day's take on the trending conversation on social media. Well, welcome to Kasa. My name is Samuel Ojo, but of course you can call me Sammdandy. Now the team is set and we have stories from Nigeria, Ghana, and of course the international scene. We'll talk about Tiwa Savage sharing details of a blackmail attempt. We'll look at a harmful new TikTok trend. We should talk about that. Entertainers and academics and how YouTube is moving against R.Kelly. Of course, I do have guests in my midst. Seun of Trends herself. How you doing?
Thank you.
And of course, Lizzie of Breakfast. How you doing?
Hi.
You look really nice, guys.
Thank
You bring color to my set.
You look amazing too.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love the pop of
What are you thinking of our conversation today?
Man, it's about to be a blast.
It's about to be a blast. All right, so this is Kasa. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that. I'll be right back. Now, of course, we start our conversation in Nigeria, because, that's my home. Now, the queen of Afrobeats, Tiwa Savage, is trending today. Now, after she's revealed in an interview that she's been blackmailed over a sex tape of her and her unidentified partner. Now, in a recent interview, of course, she revealed that her and her management were blackmailed. Now, she said that she will not be paying, as it doesn't mean that the blackmailer won't come back for more money. She said, I can't let someone blackmail me for doing something that is natural. Now, I have questions. My first question is going to be, how did Tiwa get in all this? But I think we do have that video. Let's watch this.
I'm not, because I said, the first thing I got off the phone and I sent it to my manager and she was like, oh my God. And I'm like, what are we going to do? So the person's asking for money now.
Of course.
So.
Is it the person you were dating?
No. And he's going crazy too. So I'm like, what are we going to do? And my manager's like, well, how much are they asking for? So I woke up and I was like, no, I'm not. Because I pay it now and then 2 months down the line, you're going to come back again and then 2 years. And then who knows, even if I do send you the money, you probably would release it anyway. Like the fact that I'm not going to allow anyone to blackmail me for doing something that is natural.
Now, this is just sad if you ask me. Now, she said that the video was accidentally posted on Snapchat and immediately deleted. But before her partner deleted it, someone had apparently recorded it. Now, guys, this is big. This is what's trending in Nigeria right now.
Yeah.
How did Tiwa, our queen of Afrobeats, Tiwa herself, get in the middle of all this?
I do not understand. I mean, Tiwa is too big to be involved in this kind of thing. But someone mentioned that it is either a PR strategy, which I do not understand, because somebody's son is big, collaborating with Brandy is big. Why would you want to use this kind of thing to trend? So I'm wondering why Tiwa will be in this kind of mess.
Lizzie, what do you think?
I think it could just be anybody. It could be Tiwa, it could be Yemi Alade, it could be anybody. But it's just unfortunate. But I think, just like Seun said, I think it might be a strategy. It might be something for somebody's son. Maybe somebody's son will find
right.
I don't know. But
is anyone asking the question, right? Somebody's son. We don't know who this person is.
We do not know somebody's son.
Should we expect to get this video and find out who somebody's son is?
Was this an indirect way of telling us that she has a partner?
Do you understand? Or just make us wonder who this somebody's son is that's releasing this thing. Do you get?
Right.
Now let's talk about blackmails. Of course, we know what that is, right? Money has to be involved. And in this case, she said Bitcoin. But now let's understand. Should she have paid a blackmail and just, let it go?
I think I like the angle she took it from. If you pay a blackmailer, that is not a guarantee that they would not come back. So I think it makes sense that she's not ready to pay them.
I don't even think there is a blackmail.
You don't think it's a blackmail?
Right.
You're still sure it's a PR stunt?
I don't want to say I'm very sure, but I think it.
Do you think she needs that show? Does she really need it?
Right. It's like Beyonce.
Anybody needs PR.
No, she said it was an accident.
Anybody needs PR.
Somebody's son is enough.
How long ago was
somewhere
this
in the
Snapchat
US
video?
How long ago? Who is the guy? When did he post this? Who got it? Who is?
Too many
somebody's
questions.
son we're talking about.
But the biggest part of this is still she's dropping the visuals.
Very.
She teased that
A few days, yes.
4 days from now. She teased that yesterday. So now it seems like a well-calculated thing. But let me now ask, right? What would the sex tape do to her career?
Oh, Lord. Okay, Elizabeth, go first.
I don't think there is a sex tape. That's where I'm standing. I feel like there's no sex tape. I feel like this might just be some sort of... do you remember the time of Kim Kardashian and Ray J?
I was going to mention that.
Do you remember? And do you know how she blew out at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Like, any sort of PR is good PR. Whether you like it or not, some of us don't want bad PR to blow.
But
some people
works.
don't really care.
Okay.
Do you get?
Now, Seun, let's ask you this now. Of course, we're saying maybe it might be PR, right? And I'm asking the question again to you. what does this do for her image? If Kim Kardashian blew up and we're saying it's still PR, that means there's not going to be a video. So it's not going to give her enough, clout as much as an actual.
So if it was a Yemi Alade who has been Africanish or a Simi, a sex tape might be bad for their career. But Tiwa Savage did not grow up in Nigeria, and then she's been modeling after them, Beyonce and Kim K. A sex tape might be good for her if it really does come out, but I don't think it will come out.
All right, I think we're going to end this conversation right here. And I'm maybe not hoping that we see a sex tape. I know Nigerians
don't want
are.
to
I don't want to see it. I don't want to
Of
see
course, we know that is bad, of course, for young people around there. But we're still in Nigeria, and this one is interesting. So Nigerian music star Joeboy has warned fans against pouring harmful substances on their bodies. Now, after the most recent song he dropped, Alcohol, sparked a controversial trend. Now, fans are sharing videos pouring bleach, antiseptic, engine oil, and even food substances on themselves.
Even pepper.
Have you guys seen any of these videos?
I have
I've
seen
seen
it,
them.
and I couldn't see it to the very end.
I've seen the one of palm oil.
I've seen the one of detergent.
hypo. I've seen the one of
You know what?
water
I've
is
seen the one
okay.
of pepper.
You know, I feel like we should watch these videos just for
Right.
fans out there who haven't seen it.
Woo!
Let's watch this. What is that?
Okay, it's not funny, actually. This is not
It
funny.
is.
Are you
He's
serious
hilarious.
now?
These are people who are hopefully graduated, who are.
I think this was the idea. Alcohol, yes. Pour alcohol on yourself and look
The
amazing.
question is, what idea? Like, who brought about this idea?
So there's something TikTok does, yes. When you create a new song, you want it to trend. So you just drop it on TikTok. You guys do a challenge, and then one person, 2 persons, 3 persons do something, and everybody's like, "Ee, makes sense." Just like Create Challenge.
Right.
Create Challenge was supposed to be very well
Yeah, and
organized.
that was dangerous,
And it
people.
became, yes, it was supposed to be 1 step, 2 step, and then everybody started in 20.
And
you know
10,
how Nigerians
and breaking
are,
backs and things.
what
No,
people
who
can
starts this
exaggerate.
challenge?
One person starts
One
it on
person, of
TikTok,
course.
and every
Hopefully
other
the
person
artists
does
themselves.
it.
But now let's look at this. TikTok has globally boosted music numbers and visibility for artists all across, especially the African continent. Now we've seen examples like CK's Love Wantiti that we've seen remixes of. We've also seen Kitty's Touch It. Now these are things that have trended and of course have now
They were
led
healthy.
to. Of course, now I'm talking
And helped the songs.
both CK
Yes.
and Kitty debuted on US billboards. Now,
Yes.
this is big, something that they have
Yes.
never done before
Yeah.
because of these trends. Now, of course, we all know Jerusalem by South Africans, of course,
Definitely.
Master KG. Now, that was
That was
big.
a very
That we
big
saw that everywhere, from in fact organizations doing it to it being global to in fact recording over 400 million views on YouTube.
Right,
Because of TikTok.
Right.
And there was
Because of
steady
TikTok.
chasing. Now my grand, they'll be looking for me. By T Classic.
So now the
And there
question.
was no you also.
I mean, they have been held in
There was no
challenges.
So now
you.
the question is it a hunger thing or like are we chasing too much with these trends at some point? Is it a trend that we're all struggling? Has it become a menace? Let me ask.
I wouldn't say it has become. It's a double-sided coin.
These people that are
You
taking
get-
palm oil and putting
It's a
things-
double-sided coin. I mean, palm oil, you wash it off at the end of the day, but when you get your likes and views, you are up there. Do you understand? You could start influencing.
that's a good one, but
depends
isn't-
on what you want to do.
Seun, isn't that the problem? So you get likes and views, and then you suddenly want to go overboard. That's the idea, because someone does something and you're like, how can I top this? How can I top this? Someone started with wine, and what didn't we see?
Pepe.
So is there a point we're going to get to that we might be seeing things that might be more dangerous? Because what is engine oil?
It
I
could
honestly-
get there. It could get there, especially with the Create Challenge thingy. But
And
I
how
think
harmful
for
it
this
was.
one, it's ridiculous to look at. But at the same time, it's oil now. They'll wash it.
Ma'am?
It's water. They'll wash it. What's this one? They would wash it off. Do you get?
Okay, so let's say I have 10 friends. I don't think 10 of them would do this kind of challenge. So I think it is a mentality thing, or should I say mindset. I don't think you or Elizabeth would do this. So I don't know. I really
Except
don't
maybe,
It
is
is
that
so
expensive
harmful.
wine that they're always carrying. You know that one? That one used to carry to people. If it's that one, I might do that one. I might do that one.
Dorime.
But I mean, we have seen these things. And now let's look at this to the smallest parts of it, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm hoping that these people are educated enough, right?
I'm
But to the
hoping
smallest
to.
things, these are things that cost money. If we're talking about palm oil and we're talking about, these are food items. These are things that people need.
Detergents, pepper.
And let's not lie, we all
food
go to the
items
market
are
and say that things are up. Are we
Things
not
are
wasting
up.
and
these
they're
things?
wasting
are
these
up,
same
and they're wasting
resources.
these
It doesn't even
items.
make any sense.
No, in fact, we just saw a flash of Joeboy's tweet, and he actually said, I appreciate the love alcohol is getting, but stop pouring stuff on your body.
Really, though?
Now, if you look closely, you see someone's comment on that, and he says, now you go tell me waiting, I go use your song.
Trust me, this person is not going to do it. This person that just tweeted it is like, don't tell me what to do.
This
Right.
is
But
this
she's not
is
going to
just
pour
banter
stuff on her.
anyway.
Yeah,
This is just banter.
She's not
But
going
I
to pour
appreciate
stuff on
what
her
Joeboy
boyfriend.
said.
I like the fact that Joeboy is saying, thank you for loving my song. Thank you
Right.
for trending it on TikTok, but
Yeah.
don't harm yourself because it's not
I like
healthy.
it.
Yes.
I do hope that it does enough, right? And I do hope that we don't see a lot more harmful things. But in fact, we do use this applications. This, I just remember application. I remember the time it crashed. But we hope we do use applications,
you didn't do that.
for the good, the good intentions, and of course, making us global like we always have.
Right.
Well, that's a Nigerian conversation. We're going to a quick break. This is still Pop Kasa. When we come back, we go to Ghana. Now, this one is interesting. We'll find out if artists should actually chase, academics and, if there's a balance between those things. Don't go anywhere. This is still Pop Kasa. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Pop Kasa. Now, for someone who hasn't gone to Ghana, I feel like I've been doing the Ghana story for a couple of weeks now, but let me give you what's happening there. So 18-year-old Ghanaian music star, I'm talking about Yaw Tog, has just finished secondary school certification exams. Now, I'm talking, of course, the SSCE. Now, before this, he had warned internet trolls to stop saying, go and learn once he achieved the milestone. Now, this year, he has won awards like Hip Hop Song of the Year and Breakthrough Artist of the Year. Now, this is great to see that, someone so young, can as well chase his academics and, of course, blow in our context. Now, the biggest question for any person as African, should our parents start to encourage this?
Why not?
It's a scary
The second
thing,
question is why not?
Whoa.
Do you get? There is DJ Copy. She also did what? She studied music business, right?
Master's degree.
Yeah.
And did a master's. There's also Gyaki. What did she study? She studied international business,
that's right.
from Kwame Nkrumah University. Like, there's lots of them. So I don't think it's a bad thing, especially because naturally, when we're growing up, you would hear parents saying, like, when you say you want to do music,
They're like
pursue music, they're like,
they discourage you.
pursue music, how?
Yes,
Do you understand?
yes.
So when you have this on the side, so it shows that, I can do music, I can also
But
pursue
And
you know what I
graduate.
think? I want to ask you, Seun. Of course, now that's a good example, right? But then there are also examples of people who dropped out of school and never make it. I like the fact that we cite examples of people and say they're successful and they dropped out. Kanye did and he's a billionaire.
Yeah, Bill Gates
But
did and they didn't.
there are people who, did and we don't know their names.
Thank you very
So
much.
as a parent, we
for
can get
going
where their
there.
fear is coming from.
Yes.
So how do you know when to say, okay, this child I can invest, I can, decide. And if you're a parent, how subtle do you think you're going to make this happen?
Me?
Yes. You, Dad.
Okay, so I think the standard should be go to school, regardless of whatever. You want to play football, it just gives you an added advantage that you cannot throw in the trash bin whenever and anytime. Davido's father is wealthy. Davido is wealthy. Davido's uncle is wealthy. He still went to school because the certificate is needed. So I really think that any child of mine that wants to play ball or wants to do a Dorime, whatever, or wants to own a club, you first go to school. Go and study social studies. I don't care. Just have your certificate. Thanks and God bless.
Education is key.
It is
actually.
key.
Do you think this is do you think this also makes like a good example for, because I mean, these are times where people are looking at unconventional jobs, and it's a little hard for young people these days because we go to school and are expecting to, start earning 6 digits, once you come out. And, so a lot of times, do you think that this is good encouragement for younger people when we see artists,
I
these
think
people
it is.
that
I
you
think
Yes.
it is, and I think it also shows you that you can kind of balance things out.
Thank you very much
Do you
for
get?
bringing balance
You can
into
balance
this,
things
yes.
out because eventually, when you grow up, you will need to practice.
I'm
work-life
smiling
balance.
because I'm like, we all know that balance is the
At the end
hardest
of the
part of
day,
everything.
because
No, you
unconventional
will.
jobs and everything, you still need to bring your certificate. You can't be employed without being a graduate in many jobs anyways, but there are some jobs that they don't need you. But my point is, just go to school. It will not take anything from you. If you can balance it, your
Exactly.
parents can support you. You can do what some of my friends did, where they were going to school and doing their thing.
Okay, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, of course, we can balance it, even though it might look like a distraction. Now, of course, if you see
Yeah,
videos, we
well,
have seen
there's
videos
that
of Yaw Tog himself. Secondary school, and he's performing. His entire school is
That's
going
so
wild.
big.
Jackie came to school one time, for
Oh,
a
to
final
see
semester.
him.
And then, if you see how the entire school, in fact, it became a concert. Everyone was singing
Like
along
when
to
the video went to
Jackie.
NYC camp.
It's a little, if you're not careful, it's a little distracting.
Yes,
we've seen Copy as
there's
well.
that.
Copy is smart. Even though people said, we don't want you to do music, Copy went for a master's. And congratulations, we just heard that
smart.
Copy has started.
Another example
at
is
Oxford.
Emanuela.
There's Emanuela.
There's
as well,
Emanuela.
yeah.
I mean,
And Copy has just started another master's degree in Oxford University.
Like,
that makes
she's
sense.
Not
That just makes
stopping.
sense. She's not
actually
limited to the
stopping.
music and the money is bringing in. She
And
just
let me
wants to
tell
be-
you, another thing.
Okay.
You might find yourself in how many years' time not interested
Doing
in
that
music
thing anymore.
Your
It will
education
not
will
shock
help
you.
you. Do you get?
Yeah.
What you
Interesting.
studied
Interesting.
will come
Just
through
comes
for
to
you. Do
play.
you get?
You know, it's
Yes.
interesting that you mentioned that. A lot of times, if you look at these examples of people that we mentioned, of course, a lot of them are not doing courses related to
Yeah,
music.
yeah, music,
So you have
yes.
to think about the big picture most of the time. Whenever you're doing anything.
You know, I think of that as a problem. I'm thinking they didn't do that because we don't have enough music programs
In
that are
Nigeria.
rich in Nigeria and perhaps maybe Africa.
And then I think many people just want to blow. It's really not about the old music.
It's about the blowing and the money and the fame.
Let me create hits here and there and just, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so now before man and God, you're saying that you're going to accept your children to work both, yes or no?
Yes.
And you too, Seun?
Yes, both.
Okay, that's a question for you too. I hope maybe you've been able to decide if you would help your child, that child that you're beating
Let's
and
help
say,
you
oh,
decide,
more day,
we'll
and you're
do
knocking your head. Maybe rethink that and help the child. Well, we'll go on another break. When we come back, we do have international conversation. Now, this one is around R.Kelly and why YouTube is taking down all his songs. We'll talk about that when we come back. All right, this is our final conversation for Kasa today, and you might want to hold your seat for this one because I feel like my guests are going to be emotional about this. But YouTube has taken down R.Kelly's channel on the platform, but has left his songs for now. Now, let me explain what that means. A spokesperson for the video sharing company Content said that the takedown of the channel was in accordance with its creator responsibility guideline. Now, this enables the platform to suspend a channel if its owner is accused of, crimes and their channel's content is closely related to the crimes. Now, despite the suspension, content from other users incorporating R.Kelly's music is still allowed. Of course, we know that R.Kelly was found guilty of sexually abusing women, boys and girls for decades, and will most likely spend his life in prison. Now, my question, my people, beautiful ladies, is it too much for YouTube to do this?
I like R.Kelly.
You do?
We grew up listening to him, but I think it is valid.
You think it's valid?
Especially because they're trying to teach a lesson so that another person wants to do it another time will know that you should not do this. It's very, very big. It's massive, but I think it is valid.
I think this actually puts me in a very, very tight corner.
I can imagine.
You get, I understand what R.Kelly did. I mean, according to Seun, it's not good enough for it to set a bad precedent for like people to think that, we can do this and then. But at the same time, I'm just like, oh my God, there's already a lot happening for him. This man might actually spend the rest of his... He will spend the rest of his years behind bars, do you get? And I'm thinking...
You should leave the money for him.
You know what I'm thinking? I like that you said that because I was going to mention that.
Children,
of course, we know that on YouTube, right? Views and subscribe buttons.
You can monetize them.
And monetize, depending on your ads. And this is someone who has millions of views. So we do know that he earns from this.
I'm thinking about the people. I'm actually thinking about people that
depend on him,
related to him. Do you understand? People that need
the money.
This money.
Because obviously he's in jail. He's not working
anymore. He's not going to make
this the only source of income, so
it's not for him.
And royalties, anyways. Okay,
royalties. Are they going to pay him? But now my question now is, there are people, who would stop listening to certain musicians or certain people, stop supporting them. Of course, cancel culture. Because of things like this. What do you think about that too?
I think it's valid.
It is what it is.
In this day and age, Sammdandy, if you do something today,
yes, we'll drag you.
I will not even come on this
by your decoration on the face. We'll drag you by your makeup. But I really think it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes, we should not cancel because he might have repented. I don't know. But if he hasn't repented, I think we should just.
But at the same time, I think cancel culture is a bit too extreme sometimes. Like
sometimes definitely.
We take things too far.
Yes, someone can be doing so well in our eyes, and then just
and then you don't even bother giving them benefit of doubt. You just be like, what, cancel.
No, I think sometimes a lot of times we can't even predict who's going to be cancelled. Sometimes you think someone's acts rude, and then you suddenly stand them, and then we're wondering why do we like this?
You're standing one person 1 minute, and
nobody is above cancelling
in this country, in this world.
Even Beyonce.
They have cancelled Beyonce.
So you need to be careful. You need to be very. Even Cardi B, we like. If you mess, Tenny, Simi, Davido, Burna Boy, Wizkid. Yes.
All right. I mean, we some people are still protesting. Actually, I saw pictures of people actually saying they can't do this, especially because R.Kelly is black. But you know what I'm going to say right now? I'm going to say that we hope that he changes, learns in this time, and just finds peace. I don't want to hear anyone that's committed suicide because of a lot of things happening. But of course, guys, how can we check you out? What shows do you do? Where can we find you?
I think coincidentally we do like the same thing.
Trends,
Yes,
trends. Y'all
yeah.
are trends women.
Trend waves.
And then NC
she's
trends.
NC trends, where you can catch me on Breakfast Central every morning between 8 to 9. Probably catch me around 8:30 in the morning. Breakfast Central is like the place to be.
Okay.
Definitely, just like every other program.
Okay, so you can catch me on NC Continental Prime anytime
okay.
between 9 and 10 p.m., giving you the trends and some of the reactions, from social media. And of course, if you miss any of them, you can check us out on YouTube.
I mean, that is happening today. I'm sure you're going to
Yes, it is.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for being a part of the show.
Thank you, Sam,
you.
for
And of
having
course,
us.
This happens every Friday, guys. So remember, keep the time, okay? This is Pop Kasa, Yebe Kasa, like we always say. Well, just remember to follow us on all social media platforms at New Central TV. This is bye for now.